The photograph of Marcy Borders, known as the Dust Lady, became one of the most haunting images of 9/11. Taken shortly after the collapse of the Twin Towers, it shows Borders covered in ash and debris, her eyes wide with shock. The image captured the sheer chaos and human impact of that day, becoming a global symbol of trauma, survival, and the indelible mark left on those who lived through the attacks. Back in the 1950s, airline travel was a glamorous affair, and yes, some flights handed out free cigarette packs with your in-flight meal. Smoking on board was not just allowed, it was expected. This vintage pack is a reminder of a time before smoke-free skies became the norm. This Cold War-era underground bomb shelter, built as protection against nuclear attack, now feels eerie and frozen in time. Stocked with rations, bunk beds, and survival gear, it's a haunting glimpse into the fear and tension that defined an entire generation. These 1930s NYC apartment listings advertised rents starting at $4 a week, about $74 today when adjusted for inflation. Even the pricier options were under $500 a month in today's dollars. For comparison, I pay $2,000 just for my room in a shared Manhattan apartment, utilities not included. Meet Ham the chimp, the first great ape in space. Launched by NASA in 1961 after 15 months of training, Ham was sent to test how a human-like creature would react to space travel. He performed tasks like pulling levers during flight and returned safely, eventually retiring in a zoo. When Bill Baxley became Alabama's Attorney General in 1970, no one had been charged for the 1963 bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church that killed 4 black girls. Determined to deliver justice, Baxley reopened the case. After he received a racist letter from KKK leader Edward R. Fields, his iconic one-line reply was simply, "My response to your letter of February 19, 1976, is, kiss my ass." This list of bands banned from Soviet radio in the 1980s is wild. Icons like AC/DC, Talking Heads, Black Sabbath, and the Village People were blacklisted for reasons like violence, neo-fascism, and punk ideology. Basically, if it rocked, the USSR said no. This 1923 teacher's contract banned women from marrying, dating, dyeing their hair, or even visiting ice cream parlors. It reflected strict moral expectations for female teachers at the time, basically demanding they live like nuns. It's a chilling reminder of past gender norms. The scold's bridle was a metal cage placed over a woman's head, often with a tongue-pressing plate to silence her. Used from the 1500s to 1800s, it punished women labeled as nags or gossips. It's a disturbing example of how society historically controlled women's voices. This 1926 report card offers a fascinating glimpse into education nearly a century ago. Subjects like bookkeeping and homemaking show how schools prepared students for gendered roles in work and home life. It's a reminder of how much, yet how little, has changed in school curricula. This 18th century condom crafted from animal intestine proves that people have been trying to practice safe sex for centuries. Though far less reliable or comfortable than modern versions, these early forms of contraception were used to prevent disease and pregnancy, especially among the wealthy or military. These battered suitcases left behind by people sent to Nazi concentration camps carry haunting weight. Each one held the hopes, memories, and essentials of someone who expected to return. Most never did. These quiet relics remind us of lives cut short and a past we must never forget. This incomplete yet massive elephant armor from the 1500s India is the largest surviving suit of animal armor in the world. Crafted for war elephants, it features intricate metalwork and impressive coverage. The idea of armored elephants thundering into battle is wild and undeniably metal. Before becoming the iconic plastic bricks we know today, Lego began with wooden toys in the 1930s. It wasn't until 1949 that Lego introduced its first interlocking plastic bricks, setting the stage for a global building phenomenon that continues to inspire creativity. Sony, now known for its electronics empire, actually began in the 1940s. Its very first product, an electric rice cooker. It wasn't exactly a hit. It often undercooked or overcooked rice, but it marked the humble beginning of a company that would shape modern technology. Crayola crayons have come a long way since their debut in 1903. Early boxes looked more like apothecary tins than today's colorful cartons, and contained just 8 basic colors. Over time, the packaging and palette expanded, evolving into the bright, kid-friendly brand we all know today. Old calculators had a distinct retro charm. Bulky and mechanical, many featured rotary dials, levers, or rows of clacking keys. Before digital screens, some printed answers on paper tape. Though far from portable, their sleek metal casings and analog aesthetic made them pretty cool. This horse-drawn hearse from the 1800s is hauntingly beautiful, with its ornate woodwork and glass-paneled sides. It reminds us of a time when even farewells were handled with elegance and ceremony. There's something timeless and dignified about saying goodbye beneath the steady rhythm of hooves and the creak of carriage wheels. Here's what cash registers looked like in the early 1900s, ornate, brass-plated machines that looked more like art than office tools. With intricate scrollwork and solid craftsmanship, they added elegance to every countertop. Honestly, even handling money seemed more glamorous back then. Why did we trade beauty for plastic? This photo captures the exact moment President George W. Bush was informed of the 9/11 attacks while reading to children at an elementary school in Florida. The weight of the news is visible in his expression, frozen in time. It's one of the most unforgettable images of modern American history. This photo captures the exact moment President George W. Bush was informed of the 9/11 attacks while reading to children at an elementary school in Florida. The weight of the news is visible in his expression, frozen in time. It's one of the most unforgettable images of modern American history. This photo of a 1980s computer lab, complete with bulky monitors, beige keyboards, and dot matrix printers, sparks nostalgia for a tech era many of us never lived through. There's something oddly cozy about those early days of computing, when floppy disks ruled and screens flickered. This photo of a 1980s computer lab, complete with bulky monitors, beige keyboards, and dot matrix printers, sparks nostalgia for a tech era many of us never lived through. There's something oddly cozy about those early days of computing, when floppy disks ruled and screens flickered. Here's what some of Beethoven's original sheet music looked like: dense, expressive, and marked with his intense revisions. The handwritten notes and crossouts show the passion and precision he poured into every composition. It's a raw glimpse into the mind of a musical genius at work. If you've ever worked in customer service, this might hit close to home. This clay tablet from 1750 BCE is one of the world's oldest recorded customer complaints. A Babylonian named Nani wrote to a merchant about being sold low-quality copper. Even 4,000 years ago, bad service wasn't tolerated. This clay tablet from around 1981 to 1802 BC shows that school exercises and the dread of seeing corrections in red are truly timeless. Used by Sumerian students to practice writing, the tablet features a teacher's corrections, highlighting that even nearly 4,000 years ago, students made mistakes, and teachers marked them up without mercy. This 3,200-year-old worker attendance sheet from ancient Egypt is a fascinating glimpse into daily life on a royal tomb construction site. Reasons for absence included everything from embalming brother to bitten by a scorpion or simply brewing beer. It's wild to see such a human record that proves even thousands of years ago, workers had excuses, some epic, some relatable. This 1,800-year-old doll carved from ivory and found in a Roman child's tomb doesn't look all that different from the Barbies or fashion dolls we have today. It's surprisingly detailed with movable limbs and even a hairstyle. Seeing it makes you feel an unexpected connection to children of the ancient world, reminding us that play, imagination, and joy truly transcend time.